All right, we got it. So hi, I'm Shelley Valett. I'm an Advanced Director for Northern California. I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. It is March 25th, and tonight is our information call and kickoff. We're calling this the Get the More You're Looking For session this evening. We have me and 4 other really excited directors who are here this evening. I'd like to introduce everybody so we can kind of get ourselves started. So Jennifer, please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Lathrop and I'm a director here in Southern California in the Los Alamitos, Long Beach area. And I'm excited to have some of my team on here as well and to be here as a support for all of you. So thank you.
Marvelous, thank you, thank you. Shanessy?
Hi, I'm Shanessy Owens. I am an advanced director here in Backville, California, and I'm super excited to help you guys promote to a director and grow your teams.
Marvelous, thank you for coming. And we have Carol on the line.
Hi, I'm Carol. I've been a director since January 2017, and I have on the call tonight Eve, and I'm not sure if Samantha has joined in yet, but I'm excited to have 2 of my team members as a part of this program.
Marvelous, marvelous. And I know we have Cindy Golding is our last director, and her son is getting married this weekend. So you will get a chance to meet Cindy very, very soon. And looks like Kate just joined in. So real quick, folks, if you guys would just go around and introduce yourself, tell us whose team you're on and where you're dialing in from.
I'll start. I'm Cookie, and I am in Azusa, California, and I'm on Jen's team.
Yay, good. All right, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Eve, you want to go next?
Okay. My name's Eve Crow, and I'm on Carol's team, and I'm in Concord, California.
Marvelous. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Kate, want to hit it?
I'm Kate McGuire. I'm on Shelley's team, and
Yay.
I'm in South Jordan, Utah.
Fabulous. Very good. Do we have Tammy on the line? Tammy, I think you're muted. Can you hear us? Okay, I think she is muted over there. Tammy's a new consultant, and she is in Manteca, I do believe, under Margie on our team. So we're delighted to have her. And who else just joined in? Anybody else?
My name is Mandy Mendoza, and I'm in Delaware, and I am on Shaughnessy's team, and I joined back in February.
Marvelous, Mandy. Thanks for joining us late. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So we have some other folks who I knew had some conflicts with this evening, so we are recording this. Don't let that bother you at all. It's going to be lots of really, really good information. And did we catch everybody who's online? Did I miss anybody in terms of introductions? Yeah, so you guys cross-check me here, okay? All right. Very good. All right. So we're just really thrilled to be here. We are going to use this time to make sure we give you a chance to really explore what you can get more from your Pamper Jeff businesses. So we kind of all divvied this up and have different parts. I'd like to get started with Carol and let her share kind of a little bit more about directorship with the Pamper Jeff and what is all involved. So
Shelley, before she starts, can we have everybody mute, or can you mute everybody? Because there's a lot of background noise.
Thank you. I've got Eve and Mandy and Tammy are muted. So there should be on the bottom of your screen, thanks Jennifer, on the bottom of your screen you have the ability to click mute to mute your side if you do have any background noise. And then when it's your time to ask any questions or participate, just click the mute button again. If you're looking at your screen, you can see who's muted and not. And periodically, I will be sharing the screen so that we can all follow along. So, and the other thing you're going to want to have handy is the participant guide for this workshop. Has everybody found that on the website, or their director sent it to them? Anybody not have that? Okay, terrific. So, Kate, what was that? We're good? All righty. Great.
No,
So,
Shelley,
yes?
I was going to say, I don't have it. I have it from the previous one, but I just now am getting on here, so I didn't download it yet.
Okay. Well, I'll have it up on the screen for part of the time that we're following along today. So we're gonna cover a couple detailed pieces of information tonight. Number one is why you would want to be a director with the Pampered Chef, what it takes to become a director, and how we're going to support you in getting there and reaching that milestone. So any other questions or anything else I'm missing as we get started? Jennifer, all right, Miss Carol. So Carol, can you tell us, go right ahead and share a little bit more about directorship for us.
Well, obviously some of the benefits of being a director is making more money. So to become a director, you obviously have to have some consultants on your team. And once you have consultants on your team, you will get an override of a percentage of their sales. So that is one way of increasing your income. Another way of increasing your income is that you get a $10 activity bonus each month for each active consultant on your team. It depends. If some of you I know are relatively new, so you could still possibly qualify to do the fast track to director, and there's additional compensation for that. One of the things I most like about being a director is the free product samples that I get each season. Now, again, there's some requirements that you have to meet in order to do that based on your sales. But getting the free products each season has been a big plus to me. The incentive trips, I think everyone is familiar with that you have points that you have to earn in order to get an incentive trip, but directors have a reduced point value that they need to earn in order to get the trip. One of the things that Jennifer and I got to do last year at National Conference, and there's some people here on the call that were here to watch us and cheer us on, is because we had promoted before conference, we got to walk across the stage and be recognized, and we got the coveted red spatula. We both wore our red dresses, and I think Jennifer's picture that she posted on the group page shows her dressed up with her sash. I too was given a sash by my teammates, which was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, look at Jennifer. That's awesome.
There are additional trainings that are offered to you once you get to the director level. Both Jennifer and I are currently in a program called LEAD. And as you move up even further, Shelley's in a program called LEAD Plus. So there's additional training opportunities that are given to you. There's a $100 professional development award that's awarded annually. So you could take a computer course or something else that you'd want in order to promote, further your business. When you first promote to director, you can earn 250 Pampered Chef dollars upon your promotion. So I'm not sure if I covered it all, but those are certainly the main benefits of being a director.
Love it. Very good. Thank you very much, Carol. I appreciate it. Jennifer was going to kind of share a little bit. You're a fairly new director, Jennifer. When did you promote?
So I promoted of November of 2016. So yeah, I'm fairly new. My team is growing. Really excited. I can share with you that when I started with Pampered Chef, I was an empty nester, only trying to get out of the house a couple of times a month just to kind of be active with other people, and because I was so active with the kids at school before. I love the products, and so it was another way for me to continue to get the products without having the parties and kind of just sliding it in there because I had to have it because my fiance was like, oh, you got to stop having these parties. There's way too much product coming in the house.
Oh my gosh.
But I can tell you that the business really has changed my life in that I was able to, while my daughters were in college, to pay for a large trip that my daughter was traveling on with the band to go to Ireland. So that was a trip of a lifetime that 3 of us got to go take. Because I had my Pampered Chef business, that's how I paid for us to get there. And then it continued to pay for travel to go back and forth to see them because they were out of state. And now it continues to pay for the monthly loan so that my daughters are not in debt with all their college loans. And I pay that every month with my income from Pampered Chef, as well as a few other things. And like Carol said, getting that great extra product to have it to share with my team ahead of time is always fabulous and fun too. And I can't wait because I earned the trip to Amelia Island, which we'll be going to next month. So I'm super excited to be joining some of my fellow directors there on that trip as well. So how can you do this? One of the things is you can fast track. How many of you are still
I'm gonna share my screen so that we can see what you're talking about, Jennifer. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you have the printout, if you'll change to turn to page 2, and for some of you that may be in your first 30, 60, or 90 days, you'll have the opportunity to actually get this. So what would you do with an extra $500 or $1,000 or maybe even $2,000? So what you can do is, it doesn't matter in those first 90 days. It could be on your 60th day. It could be on your 70th day. It could be on your 80th day. It doesn't matter. It could even be on the last day. As long as you promote to director, and that means five underneath you or underneath people you have recruited, plus $5,000 a month. Okay, so it's the 6 of you plus 5, and doing $5,000 a month. You'll get that $500. And that's not $500 PC dollars or $500 in product. That's 500 cash dollars that will be given to you. Okay. If you maintain that status over the next 3 months, you'll get an additional $500 cash bonus. So that's already $1,000. And then if you promote to advanced director, that means one of your 5 underneath you promotes to director with their own team within a 6-month period, you'll get another $1,000 cash bonus. So that's $2,000, you guys. Now let me just tell you this. If you don't hit director within the first 90 days of your first 90 days, but say you hit it in 120 days, that's okay. You won't get the cash bonus, but if you can get to advanced director within the first 6 months, you can still earn $1,000 cash bonus. So don't stop, keep going, even if you don't hit it, but we're gonna be here to help support you and cheer you on so that you can hit that directorship in your first 90 days, as well as all of you that maybe you're not on fast track, but we still want you to try to get there in the 90 days, okay?
Awesome.
Shelley, back to you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Who here is brand new in their business? Somebody mentioned they signed up in February. Who else is within their first 3 months of business?
I think I'm just finishing up my 3rd month.
And who is that real quick?
Tammy.
Tammy, that sounds about right. Good. Okay. And so
Mandy's still in her first 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I started in February.
Good. Well, that's exciting to, and I know I've got, let me see, Chastity, who just got started a week ago, and she did our first party today, and she's joining in this program, so she'll be watching the recording as well. So the thing you want to pay attention to about the fast track is that as you're welcoming other people, the folks who you invite to come and join Pampered Chef will be eligible for this program. And this is up to $2,000 sitting on the table and available for each and every person who gets started with Pampered Chef. And it really is, you know, you hate to have someone months from now say, you know, I had no idea that I was eligible for that. I would have just looked at this whole thing differently if you hadn't offered it. So you want to be sure that you're sharing this program, because it really does show folks who get off to a fast start have the strongest businesses overall. So thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that. I want to kind of just explain a little bit how this works. Really, you know, Carol mentioned the benefits of directorship, and I'm going to try to scan this a little bit bigger for you so that you can see. But let me walk you through the money a little bit, because that may be, you know, I know for me it was all about the money. I can be full-time with Pampered Chef as long as I'm earning a certain amount, and that goes towards our mortgage. So it's no small thing, and we need to have that income for our family. So here's the way it looks. So if you're a brand new Pampered Chef, of course, you're a consultant. And you have the opportunity to get a raise and a promotion right off the bat. So when you come on board, your recruiter, your director should actually ask you, hey, who do you know that you would like to do this with and be partners with and join at the same time so you can get started at the same time? Because the first person that you have sign under you gives you a promotion from consultant to senior consultant. And you're earning an extra 1% on all of your sales. And in this example, our friend Jen here is the consultant who just signed her first person, Pat. Jen's getting an extra 1% on her own sales and 1% of what Pat does. So if she's doing $2,400 in sales in the month, which is about one party a week, she's earning a commission of $552, but she's getting an override from Pampered Chef. That is, Pampered Chef is paying her that extra 1% on her own and on Pat's sales. So great, $35 a month. Maybe that's an extra trip to McDonald's for you and the kids, right? You're not gonna say no to that. But that's the benefit of senior consultant. When you get to team leader, which is really just one more person that you've invited to come do Pampered Chef, now your override for inviting them jumps to 2% on your own sales and 2% on everything that they generate. So again, this is assuming you're still at your one party month, very part-time kind of level. Now your override is $80, and that really amounts to almost a 15% raise in your overall pay over what you were doing just as a consultant. I don't know about you, but it always used to be a deal with us when my husband would come home in December on his anniversary, and we would celebrate if he got a 3.5% raise for the year. So this is almost 15% increase just by welcoming two more folks to the table. When you move up to director, the numbers really start to grow. So a director, as Jennifer is explaining, is having 5 people who are in your first line in any configuration. Let's say you have 5 folks who you've invited to come do Pampered Chef, and they all 5 sign on. That's what this would look like right here. If you find 1 or 2 hot shots who do what they're supposed to do and share Pampered Chef and invite others, you could have 2 people who each invite 2 people who invite 2 people, and as soon as you have a grand total of 5, you'll get that wonderful call from Pampered Chef inviting you to become a director. And the numbers really start to add up there. In this instance where our friend Jen is running a very consistent one party a week business and doing very average kinds of sales, her commission is still $552. But her 3% override now is just shy of $200. And like Carol mentioned, you get an activity bonus, $10 for every person who's active every month. And Pampered Chef gives that to you to just offset any costs there are of supporting and being the leader of that team. So now Jen's commission for the month is up to almost $800. And that's 35% more than if she was just earning her flat commission. Now, that's at a real part-time level, doing one party a month. And that's part of what you'll find in this program will help you get up to that real consistent level of business. You'll find it so much easier when you're consistently doing your parties. But let's say she bumps it up and she's holding 2 parties a week for $8 a month. Now her commission is just over double. She's earning $1,200 on her own sales. Her 3% override is another $400. Activity bonus, because we're seeing you're in front of more people, you're helping more people join the team. When her team grows to 14 people, now she's earning about $1,700 or more each month. So that's 118% more than the minimum. So no small jump. I mean, we see that with directors all the time. And if you're really being consistent and intentional about your business, I know that when I started, I set $1,000 a month minimum as my minimum paycheck. That's what we needed for me to stay home with the kids. I started in the month of August in 2000, and by November I was earning $1,000, and I've never earned less than that 17 years ago. So the source of income is really there. Now, when you're talking about even moving up from that point, once you have one director under you, your title increases to advanced director. And then once you have multiple directors, you can be a senior director. So I know we have several advanced directors in our director group here. So you're going to have over the course of this program access to some upper level directors to learn from as well. So you really do have some big income potential. Advanced directors typically are earning, on very average amount of $30,000 a year. Senior directors, $53,000 and more. Executives over $78,000 a year. So if you've been kind of dabbling with Pampered Chef and it's time to make this jump, you're absolutely in the right position to do that. Anyone have anything else to add to that? Gals, my director buddies here. Okay, if I break it down for you just a little bit more, Carol was explaining that the minimum amount of sales for you and your team as a director is $5,000. So you and your team are doing 5,000. Once you kind of start to build, and you add more people to your team, typically you start to see a director team generating about $10,000 in sales for the month. That is, if you look at a 3% override, kind of going back to the math again, that's an extra $300 a month, right? Start to think about your own situation and what an extra $300 a month would do to make an impact for you and your families. And as you're doing that, we'll be running this director bound program up to 3 times a year. So if you have people on your team who promote to director, they start at $5,000, you're doing $10,000, you have a grand total of $15,000 every month that you're generating. Now you're earning an extra $600 and more. And if you start looking at having multiple directors beneath you, can see where that really starts to increase. Any questions about this? Helpful so far, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Thanks for the feedback. Alrighty. So what we want to kind of look at, and let me make sure we're kind of on track here, is we talked about what you need to do to become a director. And we want to actually show you kind of, as you're looking at, and I'm gonna switch here to a picture of this formula. Somebody have that. And what you want to do is find the director bound formula. This one. This is kind of what we're going to use as the basis for the program that we're inviting you to join us for. This is called 90 Days to Director. It's a formula for success.
Isn't that on page 5 of their participant workbook?
It's on page 5, and you have to turn it sideways. So definitely, if you printed it out, you're good. That's why I switched over to this Evernote, because it's horizontal. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, good deal. So you have this in your participant workbook, and this really becomes kind of the Bible and the formula that we follow for this program. Because here's what we want to walk you through is. This is actually, for years and years, I've been using this formula to coach folks who want to grow their businesses. It starts with having 8 parties on your schedule. And this formula, I'll kind of walk you through it. What I want you to notice about it is that it is very conservative. At every step along the way, it's really very conservative. So as you apply this, and we do this over the next couple of weeks with you, you'll find that your results very likely will beat this. But watch as the numbers work here, and get out your calculators and follow along with me. Okay, so it starts with having 8 parties on your calendar. And how do you get 8 parties? We have a key skill that we're going to be working on, and each one of these skills is going to be the basis for one of the classes that we're going to be inviting you to do in the director bound program. So booking and prospecting is the first skill. So you get up to having 8 parties booked. Now we know that life happens, and you typically have about a 20% cancellation rate. So you book 8 in order to hold 6. You with me so far? Okay. The next part of that is you want to do host coaching, and you want to get really good at that skill so that your parties will hold, and you coach your host to have, anyone want to take a guess? What is the target that you coach your host to have at their parties? Everybody's on mute. Eve was throwing that out there, but you're on mute too. We always coach to 15, right? Invite 40 to 45. 1 out of 4 is going to be there. We coach them to have 15 at their parties so that you'll actually, hopefully, have 10 at your guests at your party. And so if you're holding 6 parties a month and you're in front of 10 people at each party, your grand total number of folks that you are impacting, you're in front of each month is 10 times 6, so it's 60, right? Every 30 days. And again, that's a host coaching skill, coaching those hosts. So if you're currently getting 3 and 4 at your parties, you're going to get a lot out of this program because we're going to teach you really good skills about host coaching. Okay, so then the rest of it is all simply statistics based on surveys that Pampered Chef has done over the years, 38 years being in business. This is what they've found, is that for the number of people that you're in front of every single month, and if you do a good show and you do what you're supposed to do, which is to invite people to take home information about Pampered Chef, that should be something you're doing during full service checkout, and you sprinkle tips and information throughout your party about coming and doing Pampered Chef. The stats show that about 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100 will actually say yes, they'd be interested in taking home some more information. So here we go with the math. If you're in front of 60 people and a third of those will actually take home more information, that means you've got 20 prospective leads at the end of each month. That skill is informing. It's all about how you go about informing about the business opportunity. And again, next step is that you follow up with those folks. If you send them home with information at the end of a party and said, oh, I'll follow up with you tomorrow, that's a step where you're basically answering their questions and inviting them to come and do Pampered Chef. And the stats show, again, that it basically is a third for all the people that you talk to about doing Pampered Chef, which in this case is 20, and you follow up with them, about 1/3 of them will agree to actually talk more about doing it. They'll sit down with you for a cup of coffee or a chat. So you take 1/3 of 20, you're down to 7 people each month will agree to a chat. The skill there is inviting. Would you sit down with me and chat more? Again, the stats show that if you talk to 7 people about coming and doing Pampered Chef, about 1/3 of them, so we're whittled that down to 2, will actually say yes and actually sign up. So you start with 60 and whittle that down to the formula actually will, at the end of the month, result in you recruiting 2 people. You'll have 2 personal recruits at the end of each month. And the stats show that it works the same way for your personal recruits. Your personal recruits will have about 1/3 of your results, and they will welcome folks as well. So we're looking at this over this 3-month program that we're talking about, 90 days to director formula. That means that if you're welcoming 2 folks every month, at the end of 3 months, you should have 6. And what does that make you? The term is director, right? Brand new title of director. And in fact, you'll be a solid director because if you've brought on 6 during the course of 3 months, your team does about 1/3 of that. They'll bring on about 2 more. You'll have a team of about 8 people to get started. And the key skill there as you're bringing those folks on board is helping consultants get off to a strong start. And that happens to be the last skill that we will be, that's the title of our last class that we're teaching in this Director Bound program, to show you how to help them get off to a strong start. So that's our formula. And if you print that out and put that on your fridge and follow along, that's kind of how we're going to roll with this program. Any questions about that? I'm going to switch back to the workbook that we've given to you guys. There's actually in there a 90-day tracker for you. And I'm going to turn this over to Shanessy. Shanessy, are you there? Can you kind of walk us through how we're planning on supporting our team in this program as they work through this process?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, so we are here to support you, and you guys are super lucky because there are quite a few of us that all have different backgrounds with Pampered Chef and different experience to help you. So you guys have a lot of help with this team. So first, we're going to help you guys get bookings, because to have a healthy business, as Shelley was just showing you, you need bookings, right? So maybe you guys are sitting there right now thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have any bookings. I want to do this, but they're just not on my calendar. So over the next 2 weeks, the other directors and I are going to be working with you to help get your schedule fully booked. So we are here to help you guys succeed. That's our job. So we're going to be doing a couple booking blitzes starting this week. We're going to be doing a virtual booking blitz and a live phone call booking blitz to help you guys load your calendars with some new dates. Second, you're going to be on this 90-day Director Bound program. We're going to walk with you side by side and help you guys move up in that career plan that Shelley showed you in the slides. So this 90-day success formula, Shelley just kind of went over that, laid it out. We're going to be using that. We're also going to be going over, we're going to have different calls. So our first call is going to be on booking and prospecting business. So how to find business in the marketplace. We're going to give you some tips and tricks on doing that. This is something that I have been very successful at. So I'm excited to lead this call. And then we're going to show you how to book at a party. When you have your virtual party or your cooking party, whatever kind of party you do, how to book at that party to grow your business. Host coaching to have a successful party. We all know that host coaching is a big part of it. When you get your host excited, then your party is better for your sales and your recruit leads. Inform and invite is going to be our next call, because we want to help you guys get confident and in sharing the business opportunity and just kind of teach you how to do that. Then we're going to do an opportunity chat meeting. And then last, a new consultant strong start. So there's going to be 6 calls after this. And then we will also have a celebration to end our program. So really excited about those. So we are also going to help you track your success. So that's very important. We'll be doing some one-on-one. We're going to use that 90-day tracker that Shelley showed you to track your business. And numbers never lie, guys. When you track your business, that is where you see how your business is growing. I know I use a version of this with my new consultants and try to get them to start tracking their business, because numbers don't lie. When you see how many parties you had, how many people attended, how many people took home info, then you can stop and say, oh, okay, I can see why I didn't get any bookings from this, or maybe I didn't see enough people, so maybe that's why I'm not getting any leads. So tracking your numbers is very important in promoting and growing your business. Then your director is going to be tracking you, and you're going to track yourself. So we're going to do this in tandem. And then we're going to be talking about every party that you do. So it's called show-based coaching. So your director is going to partner with you and one-on-one and go over, you're going to have weekly calls and talk about your shows. How many people attended the shows? What were they like? How many people took home information? And of course, this is virtual, and because I know a lot of you have a virtual business and cooking show business. So if a week comes up that you don't have a party, then we'll plan a time to talk early in the week, and the goal will be to book a party and get more bookings. So 2 parties a week, no matter what, because we want to have 8 shows. That's the goal. That's the minimum goal a month. So, and a lot of, I know my consultants know, and a lot of you guys should know, if you want 8 parties a month, then that means you need to book 10, because on average about 20% will have to reschedule or cancel. So if you want to hold 8 parties, you need to book 10. And then we're going to have obviously our monthly team meetings that we all run. I know Shelley does recipe nights locally. And then we have our national conference that we're excited for. And so we'll kind of give you guys some tips on that, because we want to see you guys all at national conference in August, walking that stage dressed in red with your red scraper as a new director. And then just go one-on-one with your director. So we're really excited to work with you guys. So Carol, I think you are up with
Belief. Can you hear me?
Belief. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can hear you. Shaughnessy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Carol, can you kind of talk to us a little bit more, about where we are now and what we need to do kind of moving forward with this?
Well, one of the biggest things that is a hurdle to people to moving forward is their belief system, because your actions are going to be a result of what your beliefs are. So I think it's actually in your little workbook here on page 8.
Share the screen again.
And I'm pretty sure that Eve and Kate are familiar with this, having just done the 6 weeks to success. I'm pretty sure this was covered there. But basically pardon me?
I put it up on the screen for us.
So the circle here shows you that your beliefs determine your actions, and your actions determine your results, and your results reinforce your beliefs. So if you believe nobody is going to want to book a party with you, then you're probably not going to pick up the phone, because you're thinking already that they're not going to want to book a party with you. And when you never pick up the phone to call them, you don't end up booking a party, and then you don't end up making any money by the end of the month. So you really need to work on changing your beliefs to a more positive bent. So let's see. If your belief is people want to do parties with me, I have an incredible product to share, I have great recipes and money-saving tips, I help people bring their families around the table. That's going to put you in a positive mindset right off. And that's going to come out in your voice when you end up calling your prospective host. And they're going to see all the benefits of why they would want to book a party with you, because you're going to bring them these great products. You're going to show them great recipes and share with them money-saving tips. So there's a chart on there that your beliefs aren't just also about your own actions, but about your product, about the company in general, about the host opportunity, about the business opportunity. So one of the exercises here, and we're trying not to take a whole lot of time tonight, but you should really kind of look at those beliefs and rate what your belief system is on each of those things, and then think about ways that you can get your score for each of those, from the lower one up to the high of 10, in all of those areas, to overall improve your business. Because your brain will believe whatever you tell it. So you want to tell it good and positive things, so it will believe that. So one of the ways to help improve your beliefs and keep it on the positive spin is to read positive books. And if you want any suggestions on books to read, Jennifer and I'm sure can share some possible titles in our group page here, because with her and I going through LEAD, there have been a ton of books that have been shared in our group, and people are challenging themselves to read even 10 pages a day or a chapter a day. Write positive affirmations. Surround yourself with positive people. Don't get sucked into negative quicksand. So somebody in the call would like to suggest a positive affirmation that would help you in your journey to being a director, feel free to share right now.
Carol, thanks for throwing that in. We just came home from Lead Plus, and actually, why don't you guys unmute yourselves so that we can get a chance to have some participation. We came home from Lead Plus, and we actually went to home office and had Judy Joel lead our program, but Jean Jonas and Tracy Brick-Cool were speakers for us periodically. And Jean came into the room one day with an armload of books. Are you aware that Tracy Brick-Cool assigns the home office executive staff to read 2 books a month? And they have to actually do book reports that they submit to her. It's in their job description. So it's really revolutionized everybody's attitudes in home office. Does anyone have any particular books or titles or bloggers that they follow that have been helpful along those lines?
Shelley, one for me that I read in the beginning when I really made the shift to be director was The Energy Bus. I think that really fueled me.
Yeah.
It's a really great book and a great read, and it really shifts your mind and your thinking. And can really get you energized and going in the right direction. So if I'd recommend one, it would be The Energy Bus.
That's by John Gordon, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, John Gordon. I love Rory Vaden. He came and spoke to us a couple years ago at National Conference, and he has 2 great books. Procrastinate on Purpose is my absolute favorite book. It goes over putting systems in place, and once I put systems in place, that really changed my business. And then Take the Stairs is another great one by him. So, and then anything by John Maxwell, I read him consistently.
Those are all really good titles. I'm a big Rory Vaden fan, and Pampered Chef does that for our director events at National Conference. There's exclusive events that only directors and directors above upper level directors get to attend. Our last big speaker was Warren Buffett, and that was incredibly motivating. But like Shanessy said, I was there the day that Rory Vaden was our guest, and I have been inspired by him ever since. My affirmations are sitting right here on my desk. And one title that I'll throw out there that I was talking with Eve about the other day, it's an older book. It's by Shad Helmstetter, but it's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And it ties right into what Carol's talking about, that your own personal beliefs and what your self-talk is on a day-to-day basis. If you're not aware of it, you can really undermine yourself. And it helps you kind of catch that and stop the negative talk and replace it with positive talk. And it is revolutionary. So there's some we are our own bosses as Pampered Chefs. We are not employees of the company, and us directors, we're not your bosses. You are in a very fabulous, flexible position to give you a lot of flexibility to work your business around your own schedule, but it also means you need to motivate yourself and get the job done, get the work done, because if you don't end up with a business. So we need to find ways to self-motivate, and we help each other, but there's also outside sources. So there's great tips that we'll scatter throughout this entire program, but hopefully that gets you started. Anybody have any comments about that, or have any personal affirmations that you've been using that you've found helpful that you want to share with us? Kate, are you talking to us? Because you're muted.
There, I thought I had unmuted. I hit it again.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, the book that you mentioned, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, as I told you before, I had that for years until just a couple months ago you started talking about it, and I got it out and I've been reading it. I've read a lot of other self-help books, and this one is very, very different to me in the approach, because he actually tells you it's not that he's not using that gung-ho, you can do it kind of rah-rah stuff. He actually tells you things to say, how to change that and make it work for you. So I found this one very, very helpful.
And I wanted to make sure that everyone noticed what Shanessy named this group. I am a director with Pampered Chef. So we tried starting out with a positive affirmation with just the naming of the group, as well as the cover photo. If you can dream it, you can do it.
And guys, a couple, just to go on to positive affirmations and piggyback off that, one thing you can do, just simple things, like I have taken a dry erase marker and written on my bathroom mirror, because I'm in my bathroom mirror every day getting ready, I am an executive director, I am a director with the Pampered Chef. Whatever your goal is to be. If your goal is to be because you guys are all, your goal is to be a director, I am a director with the Pampered Chef. If you have an Apple phone, I have Siri call me an executive director with the Pampered Chef, because that's what I'm aspiring to promote to. So you can have Siri call you a director with the Pampered Chef. Just little things that will kind of remind you, because when we basically train our brain when we say these things out loud. When you believe it, you can achieve it. So post it everywhere. Tell people, hi, I am Shanessy Owens, and I am working to promote to a director with the Pampered Chef. Because then it just, it puts that out there, and so you're held accountable to your goal.
There's something magical about people who have goals. Other folks are attracted to folks who have goals and who, state their goals. It's not a very common thing in life to find somebody who's striving and, willing to put that out there, and it's magnetic. So I completely agree with you, Shanessy, that, if you, there was one of the gals in our Lead Plus program commented that she sits at her full service checkout and says, so here's the $1 million question. Would you be interested in joining our $1 million team? And that's their goal, is to become $1 million team. And she uses those $1 million little candy bars at her checkout to kind of as a mnemonic to remind her to do that. So she has people who order their kit right there at the party, and they pull out their phone and order it, and they join the team. So we're in a position of we get a lot of energy from you and from this group, and we're all really looking forward to giving that back, remaining positive and helping each other when we get in slumps, which does happen. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Anybody else who want to contribute while we're kind of on this topic about belief? Sometimes we can be the one who the biggest person who gets in our own way is us. And once you remove that obstacle, you just start to soar. And that's what we've seen it happen again and again. And that's what we're starting tonight. So we've kind of gone through, the steps to become a director. We've gone through what is required, what the money looks like. We've talked about the fast track program a little bit. Does anyone have questions about anything that we've presented here for you? How are you feeling at this point? Kind of a little worried, a little nervous? You ready to take a jump? A little nervous. Kate's shaking her head. Oh, I was too when it was my turn. Yeah. Well, as a group, we're inviting you to take this journey with us. This is called Director Bound. It runs for 6 weeks of classes. Shanessy went over and explained the classes, the individual calls just a little bit. Shanessy, you want to lay out the schedule for us and the way we've set this up on our calendars?
Yes, ma'am. So on the 28th, which is this week, there's going to be a phone blitz. So we'll post the information in the group, and you can take part in a 1-hour phone blitz to help get your calendar going. And then we're going to piggyback on that on the next day, on the 29th, and Shelley's going to be leading a virtual booking blitz to just help fill your calendars even more. And then April 3rd, so we're normally going to meet on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock, but next Sunday on the 1st, it is Easter Sunday. So we are postponing the call until Tuesday, April 3rd. So you'll have an additional 2 days to get some more bookings for call number 1. And that one's going to be about prospecting business. And then April 8th will be our next call, Sunday at 7 p.m. April 15th will be our third call. Number 4, the fourth call will be on April 22nd. And the fifth call will be April 29th. And then our last call will be May 6th. That's our 6th call. And then to help you guys celebrate finishing this program strong, we are going to hold a celebration on May 9th. So more information will be coming forward as we get closer to that date. But please mark all of these dates on your calendar. It's really important, if at all possible, to be on the call live, because you're going to get more out of it and be able to ask some questions and get some more interaction. We all understand if things come up, where you're not able to be on the call. Please just let your director know. And if they can't, they'll be sure and share the recording. But if at all possible, we want you guys to be on every call.
So the plan is, like, we're doing them via Zoom, and we are recording these. And we are asking that if you decide to join us in this program, Shanessy just laid out the dates. Thank you very much for doing that. We'll post the whole schedule on the I Am a Director Facebook page. If you need to miss a call, the request is that you listen to the recording, watch the recording within 24 hours. The remainder of the requirements for this program is that each week when you do the calls, there'll be an assigned homework. So you'll want to complete that and do your coaching calls with your director. It's show-based coaching. So right after every single party you do, you'll want to pencil in some time. I know when I was promoting to director, I would sit in my car right outside my host house for an extra 10 minutes and make that call to my director, because that was what I committed to doing. And it made all the difference, because it really was timely, perfect, just at the right time coaching. And if you don't have shows that week, then you and your director will make a time to talk early in the week and set a plan for getting those shows booked so that you have a place to go and practice the skills that you're going to be learning. Okay, you're going to be tracking your success and your results alongside with your director, Will, as well. Any questions about what we've laid out and what we have in plan for you? Is anybody excited? Yeah? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. If you are good to go and you know that this is what you've been waiting for and it's landing in your lap right at the right time and you are absolutely fully on board, you can unmute yourself and tell us. That would be marvelous. We'd love to have you post on our page to shout out to our whole group and let us know that you are on board. Directors are going to be doing follow-up calls after tonight's meeting. So look to hear from your director within the next day so that you can chat about this a little bit more if you have any specific questions or issues. And I don't know if I have anything else. Gals, I want to ask my director team, any specific things that we're missing?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Cindy's not here, but I do want to do a shout out to Cindy. She and I are under Sherry Carr's organization, which is a massive organization and does a ton, like, millions of dollars of sales every single year. Cindy Golding typically is the top, if not in the top 5 in sales every single year. She is my idol. She usually sells twice as much as I do. And she is signed up. She told us specifically she wants to teach the class about getting bookings at your shows, which is call number 2. So no matter what, be sure that you're ready and absolutely ready to hear her wisdom on that call, because this gal is a top performer of the highest order in the world of Pampered Chef, and we're just really honored to have her here to share with us. I know that I'm going to be there on that call taking copious notes. All right. Okay. I'm going to everybody to unmute and give us a shout out and tell us we covered a lot of information here. I always like to kind of wrap up by asking what was the one nugget that you gained and gleaned from our talk tonight that was most helpful and most powerful to you? Need a little bit of feedback before we log off so that we all can know that we gave you some good stuff. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Muted myself now so I can talk. Okay. So I'm excited to do this Director Bound program, and I've been working on becoming a director. Been my goal for a while. This, as far as tracking your numbers and making sure you keep track of all of that. I just want to. That's one of the things I really need to do. To once you see it, and all my affirmations on my desk, and showing, being ready to keep track of those numbers to actually make it to director.
Marvelous. Thank you so much. Yeah, there is something, it really does make a big difference. You know, you put any goal you're working on, put tracking in place, and it just accelerates your progress. They say it gets you like 50% there, you know, telling your goal out loud gets you another percent. Very, very good. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. Who else got some ahas from our call tonight that would share with us? Do we have Mandy? Are you still with us?
Yep, I'm here. I think I was on what Eve was saying is just, I think I'm a very visual person, so if I can see it on paper, then that'll help me keep on track. So I was on the same lines.
Like those tracking tools. Yeah, Pamper Chef put all that together for us, so I'm really glad that we get to use those tools. Marvelous. Kate, how about you?
Well, I started the Director Bound program, it was a year ago, because Chelsea Roth-Hacking was leading that one, and her baby just turned a year old, and she kind of, we only got like halfway through the program because she had her baby. So seeing what else it involves, what else there is to learn and work on is exciting for me.
Finish this one. None of the directors is expecting, as far as I know.
That ship sailed.
That ship sailed. That one's done. Okay,
Jennifer says no.
Marvelous. Thank you, Kate. I'm so glad you joined us. Tammy, are you still there with us? Can you give us a little bit of insight on what hit you from our call tonight?
Well, I'm new to this, and I didn't even know this was an opportunity that was possible. I'm still learning the products, and I haven't had a cooking show yet, so I'm still, you know, I'm a firm believer of knowing what you're working with so that you can promote it and sell it. I mean, feeling confident with what you're doing helps you promote and to sell. So I'm still learning on this, so this is something new, and it's exciting that we can build our business in this way. It's just, you know, it's a little scary because I haven't learned that much, but it is exciting.
Good. I'm so glad you're here. You know, a lot of people start out that way. They think they need to kind of have it all mastered 100%, and happily, you are your own boss, and we're not after perfection in any shape or form. Doris Christopher's favorite thing to say is, "I'm pampered, not perfect." And you will find that when you just jump in and start sharing and cooking with folks in parties, you know, real informal, casual, hands-on party, that you will make progress, and it won't be as intimidating. And you'll learn those products from the people who are there, who know more about them than you, because there's folks who have owned our products way longer than we have. So that's kind of, you know, you can only do so much cooking in your own kitchen. Get out there and cook with some other folks, and we're going to hold your hand while you do that. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we had Michelle join in late in the call. Michelle, are you there?
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry.
Okay. You're going to go back and listen to the recording and get the beginning of it. No problem. But from the part that you heard, was there anything that was particularly helpful?
I just want to get my visual stuff together. I want to put a goal board together. You know, because I'm still kind of like, you know, not on bed rest, but I'm resting a lot. And I just need to do something where I'm okay kicking back and trying to accomplish something that will help me get to my goals. So I'm going to put like a goal board. I have the stuff. It's just everywhere.
Put it together, and then you're kicking back on recovering, and the cell phone and the computer are right there at your fingertips. So
yeah,
this is great timing for you. Alrighty, well, watch the space on our Facebook event page. I want to thank everybody for participating, the directors for working with me. We have a lot of really skilled folks in all different areas for you to pull from. So my invitation to each of you is to join us, to tell your director that you're on board with the Director Bound program, put the dates in your calendar, and watch our Facebook page for specific guidance. That's where we'll do all of our reminders and updates and supplement material. That's where you'll find that. And with that, I want to wish everybody a great Sunday evening, and thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
And also, we will see you on Wednesday for our first booking blitz. So stay tuned to the page so that we'll be giving you some tips and a little bit of homework and some pre-stuff that you can do before we get on that call.
Marvelous. Excellent. Give yourselves a great big hand, guys. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.